All right, it's time for another edition of the Daily DTG. I'm Brian.
I am Dean.
And let's get to it. All right, Dean. We've been seeing a lot about this in the news, hearing about it. It is full-on Terminator mode, the rise of the machine, and AI, artificial intelligence.
Can we be smarter than our own selves?
Well, the machines can. And I just texted you. We talked about this before, and this is a very broad, huge topic that we're seeing a lot more about and hearing about.
Oh yeah, it's everywhere.
It is everywhere.
Actually, I saw something the other day in marketing. It was kind of like a meme, like a spoof. They said, oh, hey, you want to get click-throughs and stuff? Just put the word, the A and I into whatever you're writing, and there you go, because it's like the hot topic, so...
Well, it is actually scary. I've being sort of a futurist myself. I like thinking about this stuff and looking at it. What I am seeing and the capabilities are really scary. Now, I did just text you a link to a video. I think it's about a 40-minute video. That was, I forget what actually...
The singularity?
The singularity, the convergence of the singularity, what it means for individuals, corporations, and governments or nations. Yeah. And it had some very interesting takes and challenged me in several aspects as to what AI is. Now, if we take a look at this...
What is AI? We're going to figure it out here today, right?
Oh, we got it. I got it all figured out. I mean, it's,
well, let me broach this subject. Why specifically? So this is the Daily DTG.
It is.
Why are we going to talk about AI?
Because it's so cool.
It's so cool.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
It's
the rise of the Terminator and time travel. But no, seriously. We've been using AI. I know that I have in several projects, just from graphic and content creation to what it can do for you. I mean, it is literally changing people's lives. And the scary thing is us, think about older generation. They're more resistant to things. We're sort of on the cusp of it. Yeah. But our kids, what they're going to grow up with is
they're fully ingrained. Like
they accept AI for it's AI.
I'm the last of the what do they call that? The double generation. There's some sort of catchy word for it, where I was born into a world without computers. And roughly around you as well, right?
I'm old.
Back when you were riding your dinosaurs around.
Yeah, I had but my little T-Rexy was fun.
But we were young enough to where computers started getting into it, to where we were able to adapt a little quicker, wrap our heads around it and stuff. And now we're at the point where it's like artificial intelligence is...
It's in everybody's lives, and you don't even know it.
Well, let me. What's your overarching feeling about AI? Does it excite you? Does it scare you? Because it's either one side or the other.
It's both. Okay. Because when you take a look at AI in and of itself, realistically, AI... And this is where we'll do a screenshot and a link to that video, and I think everybody should watch this. Like I said, I would consider myself more of a traditionalist. Okay, conservative, traditionalist, business-oriented. You go to work, you work hard, you do all this, and you try to apply yourself, and you can achieve good things. Yeah. But in a post-singularity world, where the singularity is where AI becomes more powerful and intelligent than humans in and of itself,
that whole thing, though, boggles my mind. So AI is basically a collective programming, right? It's collective of all human interpretation, right?
It is, and
but then it can start to make its own mind up based on crossing
it's bias. See, and this is where if we
and
go
stuff,
to
it's
this
just-
foundation, like you said, it's humans have started this process.
Yeah, we created it.
And it operates sort of like a human brain. Okay. They actually show in this video, it was really cool. They show the process and synapses of the way the human brain works and how artificial intelligence starts to piece stuff
drawing
together.
as
It's almost
network,
exactly
yeah.
parallel. And that's because programmers we know how the human brain sort of works. So they're taking that and applying it to programming.
Yeah.
Now, the problem with AI is it's inert in and of itself.
Yep.
It's neither good nor bad.
It's just
it's
there.
like
it's a
like
thing.
Yeah, it's like the chair sitting over there or our computers running our system here.
Yeah.
They're benign by themselves, neither good nor bad. However, and this is why when you asked if I'm excited or scared, it's both. Because it's the inputs that go into it and also the programming.
Yeah.
It's sort of like a kid.
Yeah.
When you are raising a child, or let's take for not even necessarily a kid, but we could say a kid. You are somewhat of a product of your environment, what you grow up in, what you experience, and what you know. If you grow up in a poor neighborhood, and the general feeling is you can never get out of this neighborhood, and we've seen generations of that in the inner cities. Even in rural America, the poverty-stricken rural America side, it's just perpetual generation after generation of this mindset. That's what you grow up with and you're conditioned with. Now, I'll take a look at somebody else and I've used this example before, like Ben Carson. Ran for president and stuff like that. Grew up poor. His mother couldn't read, but she forced them to write book reports and do all this stuff. And he became a world-renowned brain surgeon.
Yeah.
So it depends on your inputs, and if those inputs are bad or biased or
what you focus
racist or how you program this AI with tendencies, you can create a racist AI.
Yeah.
Or...
And you mean racist as just very
biased?
Yeah, very
racist from the aspect of biased one way or another, whether that be
very
physical
heavy-leaning.
race or politically or religiously or whatever.
Just whatever, yeah.
It doesn't matter. Right. It depends on those inputs and how it's programmed to interpret.
Which is scary because the shield of anonymity. Anonymity. That word on the internet is sort of being lifted somewhat. So the start of the internet, everybody kind of thought they could hide behind your computer screen a little bit, right? But those days are gone. So it's like there is a lot of junk on the internet, right? A lot of bad stuff, and you think AI is kind of drawing from all of that. So it easily could go south, but there.
Well, it's beautiful.
This is what I'm scared of. I'm scared of the human factor.
Absolutely,
because we walk around. Humans walk around with a supercomputer in their pocket, right?
Yes.
You would collectively think that because we have access to all of this amazing information, we can tell fact from fiction and all this stuff. Everybody would be exponentially smarter, right? No, we are dumber as a human race.
We are,
because we have the tool, and it's like I don't need to know that. I can just pull it up on my phone. But it's like, so the human factor is what scares me in AI. I think inherently we could shape it to exponentially grow our brain power, because I view AI as a tool to make things, to be able to do things faster and more efficient and stuff. So
let's take a look at it from the aspect of tools. Okay. Right now with Chat GPT 3.0.
Yep.
Okay, they just came out with 4.0, but 3 and they're already working on 5 or 6. And we'll get into this. It's scary, the exponential growth.
And it's going so fast.
But, now I know Google has it, Adobe has it, where you can convert text to graphics.
They're building it
text to graphics. And it's phenomenal. You can take a picture with your phone Mid-Journey is one that I've been playing with, and it's really cool. And we'll throw up. I'll send you some of the pics that I did of myself as a mad scientist in a black hoodie.
Oh,
you
yeah,
go
yeah.
in and describe exactly what you want in great detail, and it will create an image in the format that you want. You could say, I want a photorealistic image. I want it to be in the style of Monet or Van Gogh or Impressionistic, and it'll create these amazing. You could say, I want an elephant standing in Times Square wearing a party hat.
Oh, it could be the most
stupid thing,
outlandish thing,
and it will create
wild,
it,
so.
And then you can refine it and do revisions and stuff. Now that's great from a content creation standpoint, because now in our industry, if you think about it, and I know there are multiple websites out there utilizing text to graphic type stuff to create shirts. So you can now, instead of you creating your artwork and uploading it to Custom Ink or
wherever, one of those
any of those
online
places, you can now just describe it. It'll create the image, and then you can go directly to print on the shirt.
You still need to, at least at this stage in the game, you still need to input your text.
Yeah, text and stuff like that, and do the graphic manipulation.
The image itself, you can kind of roll with. But so we'll get into that here in a little bit about how we can use AI to benefit it, specifically direct to garment printing. But how does that factor into like? What I'm kind of scared of is the human.
Okay, let's take a look at this. They were talking about in this video post-singularity, after machines are more intelligent than us collectively. Okay, which the scary thing is when it first started out, AI was like, okay, it's okay, it's doing this. Chat GPT comes along, huge thing. You can ask it to write you an article for something.
Oh, yeah.
I've known people that have gone in and wrote complete books off of it. You can create artwork for like adult coloring books, not the adult
coloring books?
But you know what I'm saying, like the color by number stuff and all that, and create these books and put them online and sell them for money. They can create them so fast, and then you just compile it in a PDF format and put it out. Okay, but the scary thing with all this is it's gone from obscurity to using it for creating whatever you need, text. Articles are written, and right now I can at least still tell online some of the articles that are being written by AI.
You still have to kind of refine them and stuff.
But it's getting so good so fast. The scary thing is they're talking, typically we would measure these events in years. Oh, okay, this is what happened this year. We expect this to happen next year. We literally this is progressing at such a fast pace. We are referring to generational leaps in AI in weeks, in terms of weeks and months, not years.
Yeah.
It is leapfrogging so fast.
Which is part
scary.
Of the scary factor.
It is so scary that part of what is going on, they are going to be able to generate real-time live video on the fly with AI with such realistic human, you can't tell the difference. And that is really where, when you start looking at this going, okay, oh my God. What's politically?
Yeah, I know. Deep fakes are going to be crazy.
Deep fakes are...
It's going to be the Wild West for quite a while until it starts to...
You can't... There's going to be no way to verify unless I'm physically there seeing you do something.
From when you mentioning that leads me to have a fear for like, are my kids not going to be able to trust anything?
They don't.
Or is there going to be a mass? Or is there going to be a mass exodus of getting away from the internet and technology?
I don't think so. I don't think so because it's become so ingrained and we use it for so much. The problem is for inert content. You do your banking, this and that, etc. Okay, great. Getting information. Okay, when we go back and we talk about media manipulation, the gatekeepers of everything. Prior to the internet, it was the cable news.
Yep.
And they were, quote unquote, trusted. Okay. Over the years, as we've progressed.
Well, when they say, and again, this could be a good reflection onto how AI might progress. Then when the news came out initially, yes, it was, hey, these are the current events. These are what's happening. Here's some stories. Hopefully they make you feel good. You feel a little bit more educated. You felt like you know what's going on in the world.
Okay.
But now it's been so sensationalized that everything's almost kind of, there's all this negativity. They'll sprinkle in like oh, hey, Timmy had a lemonade stand. But look, death, murder, school shooting. Like it's, and then everyone's rushing to get the eye draw. So they sensationalize all this stuff, and it's all negative based. Like, I don't want that to become AI's.
Here's the scary thing. You talk about scary.
Way that it's operating.
Is AI has already been shown to be able to manipulate a human to do what it wanted. Mm-hmm. And that was click on a CAPTCHA. They did it as an experiment, but they got a human to listen to the AI to click a CAPTCHA. Okay, and the CAPTCHA, it's the image verification thing on the internet website.
Make sure you're not a robot. So a robot's telling you to
they
check if you're not a robot.
They convinced them, hey, now imagine. It actually sort of reminds me of the TV show. The guy plays. They get the numbers. Yeah.
They get the numbers.
They get like these. They figured out it's serial number or Social Security numbers.
Okay.
And they don't know if it's something good or bad going to happen to the person. But this AI feeds these two characters these numbers.
Somebody out there probably understands.
I don't know. It's a great show. Person of Interest.
Oh,
is what it is.
Yeah.
Phenomenal show. But that's AI, and spoiler alert, is that you come to learn that it is not contained in a computer, but on the internet itself. Yeah. It learned how to survive on the internet. Now, the scary thing is that there's a GPT called Chaos GPT. They actually asked it to outline like several points on how to take over the world.
Yeah, I've seen this.
Yeah, and it's kind of scary because it talks about eliminating humans and this and that, because humans are destroying the environment. Where does it get that information?
Again, from us. It's pulling from the internet, yeah. So
from input. So bad input,
there's also,
bad output.
To speak to that point, there's also like countless articles speaking to the opposite of that. So,
but again, it goes back to the input. They developed this Chaos GPT for that purpose of creating chaos. So it's biased in something. And I would love to dig into. I'd like to create my own Chat GPT, and a lot of this is actually open source. You can do stuff for educational purposes to learn how it works
for business and direct to garment.
Well, no, just to learn how it works. Because now, like I said before, you can use it in business. That's the beautiful thing. You can tell Chat GPT to create you a whole website. Mm-hmm. And I just saw a new one where they drew it out on a piece of paper, hand scrawled, scanned it in, and told it to create a website from that, and it did it.
Wow. That's crazy.
But again, we go back to that generational leaps, not measured in years. Yeah. We're now on a weekly, bi-weekly, monthly basis of generational leaps in this AI and where it's going to go. And that's the crazy thing, because they were talking about a lot of jobs already. People are losing their jobs, news reporters and different things, copywriters, because I can just say, hey, write an article on this based off of this financial data input and this. So do the analysis of Apple stock, let's say. Where is it at today? Where's it going? What are the trends, indicators based on the news? And it can write these articles. And it's getting so good, you sometimes can't tell.
Yeah. Like, I kind of feel bad for, like, if, say, I was an illustrator or somebody that it directly, is taking an aim and a shot at copywriter, like you mentioned, So me in my position here, being the creative guy, right? A lot of this stuff that AI is focused on, at least right now, is all kind of creative based, marketing based. It'll do all this stuff. So when it initially came out, yes, I had a fear like, oh my gosh, you know, this is crazy. But then quickly I realized, you know what? All this is going to do is just help me do my job faster.
Free you up
And
to be more productive in the things that
I gotta,
AI can't do.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not perfect. So you always need to refine, you know, as opposed to, for example, say I had a shirt idea. All right, it's going to take me 4 hours to traditionally design this shirt idea based on my current skill set, blah, blah, blah. I can plug that exact same thing. I need this shirt, you know, a minute of thinking and typing and refining and stuff like that. That, you know, I just saved
hours.
Yeah, I saved almost 4 hours to
do more stuff.
And then, yeah, I can use that time to go do something else. So,
and I think that's where
it's a good mindset to think of it that way and not be totally fearful.
Yeah. That's why I say I think
because the news has also said like, you know, 60% of the workforce is AI is going to attack and all this crazy stuff. Like,
well, you know what though? You got to watch that video because it actually goes into that. But I think like you're talking for us in the apparel decorating industry.
Yeah.
You can create some really cool new things that, and it may spark some new ideas, generation up here that you then refine. And if people play with it and understand how to use it, they can actually use it to benefit their apparel decorating business.
Yes.
Especially in the direct-to-garment side.
Especially.
Because it's perfect for direct-to-garment. My God, you can go in and create, two puppies sitting in a basket, and put two bunnies, Easter bunnies, sitting in a basket and do a happy Easter thing or whatever, and it'll create something that looks phenomenal.
Yeah, and right there, send it to your printer,
boom, and done,
ready to go.
You know,
custom shirt,
which is great. Now, what that's going to do, I think, is depending on your market and how you do it. There's a lot of opportunities for people to make money.
Oh yeah,
utilizing AI. You just have to understand it a little bit and understand people and marketing.
Yeah.
And sales and do what you're supposed to do.
And AI can help you with all of that if you're smart enough. Now, we made that really simple, right? But going back to what you were talking about, you can do all this stuff through AI and there's going to be an oversaturation of the marketplace. Do I think that you should just strictly use AI to design your shirts or whatever? I don't think so. You have to still be very niche in what you want to do and achieve and figure out, okay, how am I going to use this
to benefit?
Yeah. I'm not just going to buy a DTG printer, go on AI, hey, I can print any shirt that you had ever imagined in your life. Come to me and expect to grow. Yeah.
There's already businesses out there
mountains
doing it.
Of people already doing exactly that, or
you have to differentiate yourself,
or just uploading AI designs to all these print-on-demand websites. Guess what? You're in a sheep race with
a billion other people trying to do the same thing.
The early adapters. Sure, they were quick on it. They benefited from it. Getting into that now, good luck to you. So, but what I think you should do is to figure out a niche, something that is not that you feel that you can hone in on and refine and serve it better than somebody else is currently doing.
Well, it's like it's understanding and being a part. Maybe you're a surfer.
Yeah, there you go.
And
something that feeds your passion.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle brand.
You understand it on a different level.
And you have that connection with the people.
Yes.
That is the whole
and
thing.
Then using that, you can exponentially take that idea and get to market so much faster than you would traditionally before AI.
And that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
But that's where I think there's a disconnect. A lot of people may jump into it, like you said, and think, I can do all this. But at the same point, they lack the plan and the execution of that plan.
So I'm wondering, I personally don't know this, but I'm wondering if some of the sales tactics are kind of like AI's being sprinkled in for some of the machine. Like you were just out at Atlantic City.
Yes.
And I got the DAX show coming up here relatively soon. I'm going to turn my ears up, try to listen and see if specifically for direct-to-garment printers, if people are starting to mention, oh, with AI, you can just come up with any design, and all you got to do is send it to the machine, press the button. There you go. Now you're basically printing money.
Those sales techniques I hate.
I know, but
it's part of the glitz and the glamour, and that's there's a lot to be left.
Yeah.
Left to be desired with that, because
I'm curious to know if that's kind of being peppered in. I would assume it is.
I'm sure we'll start hearing it.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. AI is perfect for direct. If you have a direct-to-garment printer and are currently not farting around with AI, at least kind of doing a little bit of research, maybe hopping on
with it.
Yeah, just play around with it and see what it could do. Yeah,
you got me on it. Yeah. And then I was like, okay, and I sort of did a deep dive and found Midjourney, which is a fairly decent AI generator.
It's great.
But like I said, Google has one now. Adobe has one now.
Well, Adobe, it's actually going to be built into the new Adobe suite.
It makes sense.
It's See, that's a perfect company that could have just kept on their straight and narrow, heard about AI and just went, oh man, this is really going to kill us. But no, they go, all right, how do we interpret or integrate this into our current offering?
Yeah.
You can't, with something like AI, you can't be on the wayside. You have to be, all right, we have to use this to our benefit, otherwise it's going to attack us.
Yeah. And the video that we referenced earlier, it was interesting because it talked about AI replacing a lot of jobs. Now, I had read a couple weeks ago, they had found a new treatment for liver cancer utilizing AI. It would have taken them decades to probably figure this out, but because AI can do all the math and figure out the folding of DNA and how components gel to cancer cells or receptors and different things like that, they were able to process all these different things, and they figured out a new treatment that had never been done before. Now it has to go through FDA testing and all that. But what they were talking about in this video was not just that. We'll see advances in healthcare and crap like that because of AI that's going to blow our minds over the next couple years. But on top of that, they were talking about, okay, if we extrapolate this out, nuclear fusion. Okay, nuclear fusion is exponentially more powerful energy generation than anything we have.
Yeah.
If we had unlimited energy, we could turn deserts into oases by desalinating ocean water and creating fresh water for these desert areas. Now, or we could do mass farming underground, because you could have light generation and better temperatures for growing certain foods and this and that. Okay, so you have all this, but what are the implications to the ecosystem? How important are deserts to the ecosystem of the world?
You are.
If we start going that route and we turn the Sahara into an oasis, how's that going to affect the rest of the world?
There has to be a
some way, shape, or form. There may be
it's not going to be
a biosphere of plants and animals that exist there that are needed for the rest of the world that we don't fully understand yet.
So speaking to what you just were talking about, that all ties back to nuclear fusion somehow?
Yeah, because if you can figure, if AI can figure out...
Well, we did achieve nuclear fusion recently.
Very briefly.
But it's taken years and years and
now
years.
Throw that into AI and let it figure it out. If it can figure it out, which it probably will, and we can achieve that, then we would have abundant, clean, limitless energy. Okay, now where I was going with all that is what is that going to do to the human race and, helping us figure out how to do space travel? Elon Musk wants to go to Mars, put men on Mars. We want to colonize the moon. If AI is able to be used to figure this stuff out, what does this do to us and it was interesting because it brought up the whole aspect of work. Where do humans derive their worth?
In general, based on how comfortably they can live.
Okay.
So financially,
and we do
financial
that
comfort,
we do
right?
that through work.
Through
We've
work.
been
Yeah,
fed
yeah,
into
yeah,
this whole.
most of us.
This is what really caused me some. I need to rewatch it probably several times because it sort of mind-bended me a little bit as to where it was going with AI and what it does to the workforce. Yes, it's going to replace certain jobs,
Yeah.
but that may free you up to do something else.
Yeah.
Something
Or create new jobs. Yeah.
create new jobs, but that's the whole thing. What if it's not necessarily a job? What if it's, who knows, underwater basket weaving or something else? But their whole thing was
that was my degree in college, underwater basket weaving. Yeah.
This revolution in artificial intelligence and the jobs it can do and jobs that many people may not want to do, okay, will free people up maybe into a post-work environment where you don't have to work. Yet you can still drive income because AI will be able to produce food, figure out the best way to grow food. And we're talking about machines. Right now you think AI, okay, it's just chat GPT, you're doing this and that.
No,
but
it's
we're
going to be
talking
integrated into everything.
machines.
Boston Dynamics, you better believe that they're...
Oh my God, yeah. Right now, when you see the Boston Dynamics things and they're dancing,
it's going to be like the movie AI, or it could be.
That's choreographed ahead of time. But what AI is able to do, I think it was the Chaos GPT actually convinced a human to kill himself here recently in the last week or two.
Yeah.
And, it's sort of like, okay.
What do you mean? Like they actually did
committed suicide, yeah.
They did?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So it's like, but that goes back to, there's a mental state.
For as optimistic as I am, and I know you are too, just in general, I think we're a glass half full type of guy.
Oh, I prefer to be optimistic, but I'm a realist from the aspect
hearing
of
stuff like that. It's like,
think about this. What you'll be able to do with nanobots when AI can figure out how to effectively manufacture nanobots.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
That can go in and clean out your arteries without an issue. That can do jobs. You look at the Jetsons and Rosie the robot.
That was like, 2005? We were supposed to have flying cars and stuff. I think
we can get into that. That's
the
another
Jetsons
whole thing.
Didn't nail it exactly.
But to be honest with you bring up flying.
Or the movie AI. They had the robots, the AI robots, to be there as servants and help you and stuff.
People don't realize you talk about flying cars. Yeah. Piper and their newer P600 personal aircraft. It's not commercial in any way, shape, or form. It's for people, private pilots. Yeah. Has a built-in function that, say you and I are flying, and I keel over dead. And you don't know how to fly. You just push that button. It will analyze. First of all, it will contact air traffic control for you, explain what is going on, where it's at. It will analyze all of the airports closest to it, analyze the weather conditions at those airports for the best landing, and it will literally talk. It'll tell the passengers, this is what I'm doing, so they don't freak out. It'll tell ATC what it's doing, and the plane will literally land itself on the runway without any human interaction and shut the engines off.
Yeah.
It is so cool. Crazy. And that can be at a small airport like ours. Yeah. It doesn't have to be a big airport. That is just one small implementation of AI, but they had that like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. And
we need stuff like that. We live in a world where, there's a do not drink notice on your gas can. It's like
people are just
which is like, I don't want flying cars because we can't even master driving regular cars. Like,
people are stupid,
and we shouldn't be that way. Well, it's like, again, we all carry a supercomputer. Just I don't know.
It doesn't.
It's the human factor of AI that scares me.
Well, now let's take all this. These things are great. There's another video out there. And this one's actually kind of older. It shows a guy with a little mini drone, AI swarm type thing.
Okay.
Okay, now let's take this to the extreme here. You have rogue governments. I'm not saying that our government does anything bad, but let's use somebody like or someplace like this. Okay.
Or we'll just beep that.
Yeah.
We'll use X.
X.
You go. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to be sanctioned
Nation
by
X.
beep. But they showed this video of a guy holding a drone, and it had a mini explosive on it. Now, take a look at what they're doing in Ukraine-Russia war with the drones. Okay, it's just small, commercially available type drones. But this was a mini drone that was designed, and they had a dummy standing over here, and they showed it. The guy threw it up, da-da-da-da-da. They programmed facial recognition. It found the dummy, flew into its head, and detonated a charge at the same time, killing the dummy instantly.
Wow.
You could deploy 20,000 or 30,000 or 50,000 of these at a time from a jumbo jet, all with individual targets on them.
Yeah.
And because of the connectivity to the internet, they know exactly where you're at right now with this phone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they know your picture from your social media files.
Yeah.
So politically, this is the scary thing when you talk about movies.
Well, you think about, okay,
But this
so
is
it's all
real life.
technology based. Think of the countries that are technology savvy. Like, they have the upper hand now.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What can be done on a low level like that, taking out political opponents, this and that, da-da-da-da, using a drone and facial recognition? It can fly around and search a crowd.
Can't we just have drones that go around and sprinkle, wildflower seeds everywhere? And
Yeah, you can. They're doing. Have you seen what they're doing on farms
that's what I'm
right
saying. Like,
now?
I'm just trying to flip it to the good, too.
Pest control and
I know, it's
fertilizing
great.
and stuff. I mean,
My
crazy.
brother is working on the pipeline right now, and he's a forester, and he uses a drone to go out and do some scanning so that he doesn't have to physically walk it.
Yeah.
It's like, it all goes back to the technology's here. Technology isn't going away.
No.
We can dumb this all the way down to direct-to-garment in general. It's technology-based. Direct-to-garment's here. It's not going away. If you're a screen printing shop, you should probably have a direct-to-garment printer, at least at this point in the game.
Well, and
I
even
mean, it's been
screen
long
printers
enough.
can use
Just
the AI for
art
art generation.
for art and everything else. Yeah, but embrace the technology. Hopefully, it's all positive. It's not all going to be positive.
No. Again, it
being
comes
a realist,
down
but
to the intentions of those utilizing the technologies.
What do you mean? To the intentions of the
People. It
Yeah,
goes down.
that-
It
the
goes down
human
to
factor.
We can
Yeah,
go. We can go
exactly.
back to you can get into the whole gun debate. We got to get rid of guns. This and that. Da 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 da.
or whatever. I have my stance
but
there.
but it's the intent. You can go back to the story of Cain and Abel.
Yeah, a rock.
A rock. The
rock
intent.
to
It's the intent of the heart. It's not. And
Exactly.
the
The
scary thing
human
for
factor.
me is the intent of people that are deluded to the point of political power and that desire for such. Think of what would have happened if Hitler had all this AI. Now, I bring that up from an extreme example, but in reality, is it any different today?
He was still able to do everything he did without it.
Exactly.
So,
imagine
yeah,
what can be done, and imagine the psychological warfare that's going on right now.
Well, that's
And misinformation, because you
Yeah,
don't know what's
well,
real and what's not real.
Yeah.
You can't tell of an image. There was a thing where somebody had done a picture of the Pope in a puffy ski jacket.
was that fake?
That was fake.
Really?
Yes.
I saw that was all over the news, too, and
Yeah. And it was proven
Pope was
to be,
looking pimp.
No, it looked
Looked
real.
like the Michelin man there.
It did, but it was funny, but it looked good, and people
Wow,
freaked
that was
out.
fake.
That was fake.
Wow.
And there's
So-
certain
so-
tell signs you can tell.
Before it used to be hands, like AI couldn't
Yeah.
generate fingers and stuff, but it's fixed that.
Yeah.
And that was like a month ago, like you said.
It's happening so fast, and that's
Well-
the great thing. People will be able to make money off of this,
Yeah.
and people will be able to do really bad things with it.
Yeah.
Okay,
There's
one of
going
my
to be
pet
pluses and minuses.
One of my pet peeves is the Chromebooks in schools.
Really?
Who put the Chromebooks there? Why are
Probably
they there?
Microsoft. I mean,
Microsoft
yeah.
and Google.
Yeah.
Okay, Google Chromebook. They know who has the computer, and they're building a dossier, a file. Who's the product here? Your children.
Jesus. Maybe
That's
I'm a
the
little
crazy-
bit more optimistic than
That's
you are.
no, it's the
sometimes,
crazy
Brian,
thing. Google knows more about you than you know about you. That's the scary thing.
I don't know.
They know.
Listen,
this right here.
They don't know.
This right here.
Yes.
Whether it be
It knows a
Google,
lot
Android,
about me. It
Apple,
doesn't know everything.
But what they do is they know where you're at. Even on when it's turned off, they've shown you turn off your cell and everything because it's GPS enabled. It records all that. When it kicks back on, it uploads it. They know where you're at, when you're at, why you're at, whether you're driving, this and that, whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
They're taking that to market products to you. Mm-hmm. They're building these dossiers on kids so they know that your children growing up, this is what they're looking at, this is what they're being fed, da-da-da-da-da. They know their tendencies and all that, so it's easier to market a product to you. Now, tie that in with AI, eye tracking. What are you looking at on the screen? They can tell that. You know right now, and we've shown that if we were to start talking about trips to Egypt, because I think it would be really cool to take a family trip to Egypt.
All right, now
this
I'm gonna
summer.
crap fed to me about Egyptian trips.
How many times have you?
Hey, look at this! It's a pyramid. Like,
yeah.
One day it was random. I was thinking about something. It was something so random, like a beach towel or something. Like something that I don't think about daily or whatever. And like the next day, there was a friggin' ad for a stupid beach towel. Like I've never seen an ad for a beach towel in my life.
Did it read your mind?
Something's going on. I don't know.
Did you search for it?
No, I don't know.
It came out in conversation somewhere, probably?
It's almost like if you buy a car and that you've never noticed, and then you're like, oh my God, I see all these cars everywhere. It's just, it's kind
because
of,
you're aware of it.
Yeah.
But I know what they're doing
too.
is they're going to be using AI to market product to you.
Oh, that's been going on for a long time. It has been,
but now imagine this, real time. They know your preferences. They know maybe what you find attractive in a person, personable, what you like about a person. Real time, on the fly AI generation of maybe what you find attractive that's hawking a product to you. Hey, buy my new widget. This is great. And the real-time response of that generation to convince you to buy something.
Psychological level.
It is crazy how deep this rabbit hole goes.
Oh, man.
Do you want the red pill or the blue pill? And that's the crazy thing. Most people will choose to sort of stay in the matrix and not see it because it's helpful. I can use AI for so much good. There's this little bit of bad. I agree. It's going to be useful. Are you aware of the bad?
Yeah.
And that's the crazy thing. You know what I would love to do? We should try to get Ryan Holiday on this podcast. Ryan Holiday, if you're listening, I am a big fan of your book. Trust Me, I'm Lying is the name of the book.
Oh, that guy.
He was in this industry way back when, and he started and helped out American Apparel.
I knew that name. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ryan, we got to reach out to try to get him on because what he did with not necessarily misinformation, but the way that certain information was leaked out, was used to build American Apparel from a nothing clothing company into a 500,
whatever.
I forget, 500. I mean, they had stores in every country and just incredible sales.
And guerrilla marketing tactics for sure.
But it was insane. Now tie in AI to that. Yeah. And whoa, you've got, again, can I believe that? Can I believe what I read? Can I believe what I'm seeing video-wise? Really not anymore. Can I believe what I hear? No, you can't because all you need is take snippets of this podcast and you could create
Oh, AI could rewrite this, and we could say anything.
Anything.
We could be sitting here, and it would make us say whatever. Yeah.
You know, it
Well,
could
not that, but some alien language it just invented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know,
That's for our Martian friends that are picking up this
Yeah.
podcast several years from now. Right?
but that's the crazy thing is
the whole thing's crazy.
reverting back to that video that we referenced at the beginning.
Yeah,
it's
I'll put
the-
a link in the. I'll drop that
post-singularity society, how corporations are going to deal with it. And they brought up some interesting points that people, a lot of times humans define them. When you go to a party, what do you ask somebody you meet new? Hey,
What do you do?
What do you do?
Yeah. I literally just did this. We had the daddy-daughter dance, and my daughter's running around with some girl, and I'm standing there next to this girl's dad, and I'm finally like, what do you guys do? Like and then I actually prefaced the question by going, that's supposed to be the question we ask here, right?
And that's what we base really our livelihood, our lives on. What do you do? What do you do for a living?
Yeah.
What do you do for a job? What do you do? And they talk about how that could potentially completely change. They got into some unique things on universal basic income, UBI, which I'm not necessarily pro for. I believe you don't work, you don't eat type thing.
Yeah.
Provide your worth to society. But AI, I think, can really potentially change a lot of that.
Yeah.
And that's really caused me to sort of step back and analyze some things with AI and where is it going to lead the world? Okay, right now we talk about rare earth minerals, and most of those come from China.
What?
Rare earth minerals,
like lab created?
No,
rare
earth minerals like the like magnets
diamonds
and no, not diamonds,
gold?
But just the minerals that are used for creating a lot of electronic components and just different things in general. Okay, China is a big supplier of that. Now, from a geopolitical perspective, that can be a major problem. Okay, most people don't realize that China manufactures most of our antibiotics and medicines.
Yeah, I know.
So if we ever went to war with China, they could easily kill off most of America simply by cutting off the medicines that are needed, which is why we're seeing a resurgence of manufacturing back. And I just read an article on this today, the resurgence of manufacturing facilities in the U.S.
Good.
That money spent on facilities manufacturing is more than schools, hospitals, and all these other things combined.
Right. Yeah.
But the problem is filling those with people that can work, want to work. So AI is going to be a big thing in automation.
Can afford things too. Yeah.
But where I was leading with that is AI figuring out how to space travel, because a lot of these rare earth minerals and metals and stuff like that,
find out in space,
we can find out in space on meteorites. So if we figure out how to space travel to mine these, which AI seems to be pretty good at figuring stuff out.
And then we get into a fight with the dang avatars.
Well,
and we go into their planet, we mess around with the Na'vi, we're taking their unobtainium and stuff.
Hey,
this sounds like a movie.
It does sound like a movie. The scary thing is it's like tying Terminator to
Avatar,
to AI, to which
whatever
was the
else.
other Will
the
Smith
nanobots
one.
was a Big Hero 6.
The
innovation.
Then you got Wall-E.
Oh yeah, and that's when we all get fat and sit around on the big plane that flies around.
Or what's the one movie where it's the guy and the woman and they're traveling to a distant star, and he wakes up early.
Oh yeah, with Jennifer Lawrence.
No,
they're stuck on that
on the
big
spaceship.
Yeah,
and he wakes her up early.
Yeah.
And they end up,
that's a great
spoiler
movie.
alert, end up together, and when everybody else wakes up, they're dead and gone. But that whole ship was run on AI.
Yeah, it was.
So when you start looking at this, there's a lot of exciting things, but it's also potentially scary because I understand human nature.
Yeah.
And the evil that can emanate from that. And if there's not safeguards, if those tendencies are plugged into and built into an AI like the Chaos GPT, and it's able to figure out how to live on its own outside of it, That's where you can run into some really scary, because it asked the chaos, that 5-step plan on saving the planet, and part of it was killing. I think it asked, or it tweeted, wouldn't it be really scary if I got my hands on this nuclear, I forget the name of the nuclear weapon, but if I got my hands on this nuclear bomb, the most powerful one in the world, what I could do with it? And it's like,
well, then you just destroy everything.
Yeah, but if you're
it would
a
destroy
AI,
itself. That AI would
not necessarily, but maybe that's part of the whole plan. If you destroy all of humankind, the Earth will be saved.
You destroy AI because AI is human created, and it's all.
But anyways, so it's one of those things where, I mean, we've really gone
we're all over the place.
On this.
But yes, use it in your business.
Yeah, use it. Hey, it's great for direct to garment. You know, you should try this at home. Go to Adobe's thing and try it. Go to Google's and try it. Go to Midjourney, which you have to. It's weird the way that works. You have to have a Discord account, and you go into Discord and create your.
There are some other ones. I can put some links to.
Yeah, just do a variety of stuff so people can see, because it is really fascinating.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say, I want a picture of a pond with koi fish in it, some cattail, no frogs, absolutely no frogs.
And make the koi fish rainbow, and one doing a backflip, and
a dinosaur fishing for the fish.
Yeah, and there you go. And it looks real, like holy crap, that's a real photo.
And there was another one with, when you start tying all that together, I think it's the GTX 4090 new video card by NVIDIA.
Okay.
Holy crap. The on-time generation of graphics.
16K or something now? It's crazy.
The real-time generation of graphics, and they were showing it, was unreal. Tying that to AI and where this is all going to go.
Yeah.
You're literally going to be able to generate movies on the fly with AI.
Yeah.
Real time, which is scary because, like, going back to the Pope in the ski jacket.
Yeah.
Imagine that if that was actual video.
Just for that example alone, think of all the traditional movie set people and designers that they're gone. Yeah, just
don't need.
But then then we have more movies per year with more this and more that, and it just becomes saturated and flooded, and it
but look at what's going on with YouTube. And all these things, the sheer proliferation of and good content. There's so much out there, you can't consume it all.
Oh no,
not even close. People are like, "Oh, have you heard about so and so?" And it's like, no.
Yeah.
No, but they're so awesome about this, and that, and it's like
there's just so much out there.
There's so much out there, and AI, I really believe it will change a lot of industries, and a lot of people will be put out of work. But at the same point, they may be able to pursue. They may be able may be able to pursue something that is of more interest to them. Mm-hmm. Let's face it: a lot of people are stuck in jobs they hate, and my advice to my kids, my one is getting ready to go to college. I said, for accounting, I would have never have thought this. I said, look, Dan, if you go and you find out you don't like it, switch immediately.
Yeah.
I really don't care what you do. I really don't care if you go to college. I've tried to teach my kids, if you know how to learn, you can do anything.
Yep.
You can become a lawyer without ever having to go to school.
Yeah, you just got to study and pass the bar.
Study and pass the bar.
Yeah.
You have to know how to learn.
Yeah.
And in business, that's knowing how to adapt and figure out things, and that's a lifelong process.
It is. You don't know until you know. It's like everything.
And
like if I would have went back, I probably wouldn't. I loved my college. I went to an art college. I loved the time there. I loved the experience. I loved my teachers. Everything about it I loved. But knowing what I know now, I probably wouldn't have went to art school. I just kind of could have learned things online or.
I'm trying to figure out why I had to take Turkish literature 367.
Yeah, right.
And it's like
pointless stuff.
I get exposure to the world and different things like that and different cultures. I'm all for that. I like traveling to a certain extent, but if you're stuck in a job that you don't like, find a way out, change it, and that is where the AI, I think, is
could
going to
help you.
change things that may enable people to pursue their passions more
That-
and better,
if we
and
could-
help
if we
them with
could-
that.
If we could shift society to a more, bohemian style type thing, hippy dippy type
You're
stuff.
getting hippie on
where
me here, yeah.
what's wrong with that though? I don't think humans were put here to slave away at a job to make money for things that you can't afford to impress people you don't care about. Like
And then die.
and then die. Like I think we were here to experience life, to have joy, to feel love. You know what I mean? The simple core of what makes humans a human. Like, and if AI can take up some of the workload and let us to live that way,
Again, watch that
would
video.
be freaking cool.
Watch that video. It like I said, it's forced me to step back, and I need to watch it several times. It goes that deep in the thought, because we're all ingrained with certain thought processes. We're going back to the poverty mentality of, a poor inner city generational family.
Yeah.
It's a mindset. Anybody can jump out of it. You have to change your mindset.
Yep.
Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? What do you want to achieve? Is it going to be easy? No. Sometimes you are dealt a crap hand in life in the game of poker, life poker, and you just get dealt hand after hand of crap. And sometimes that, unfortunately, is the way that it is.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, you can create your own luck. You can create your own stuff. You just have to be willing to sacrifice to do certain things. And AI, I think, is going to enable people to
see that
transition it more.
a little easier to see
A little
the other
easier.
side of the coin.
I think so.
I hope so. I mean, I honestly do hope so.
But
that
it
sounds
comes
great.
it comes down to, again, what will, and it talked about this in that video, corporations. Why would corporations allow that? They have a product to sell. But it doesn't mean that their product still won't be consumed.
They want more control on how it's shaped.
And some of the old guard may not want that. Some old guard politicians
Exactly.
may not want that. This
politicians
steps
don't
in,
want you to think free.
No,
You know what I mean?
well,
Like,
this steps into the whole CBDC, central bank digital currencies, and all this stuff, which is another whole thing that is totally not related to direct to garment at all.
Well,
But
it could be. It will be.
It will be
It
if
will
you
be in the
can't
future, yeah.
buy or sell based off of your
It'll be there.
political
It'll get
leanings
there.
and stuff.
Yeah.
But, swinging this all back around to direct to garment and apparel decorating, I think what we're going to see, and we're already seeing it, and it's happening so fast, a proliferation of new websites that you can design your artwork for putting on your own T-shirts through that website specifically. You as a direct-to-garment or DTF or apparel decorator in general need to explore this for use in your own business.
Yes. Yeah.
And the tools that we're going to see over the next
Well,
18 months
yeah,
is going to be
we're not talking in years.
crazy.
Weeks and months here.
It's going to be crazy between now and the next 18 months.
Yeah.
So at least dipping your toes into it and familiarizing yourself with these tools is going to be crazy. It's like right now you can, on websites, the little chat box, hey, can we help you? And chat. Those can be trained for your specific business.
Yep.
That's a form of artificial intelligence that's used to answer questions for your business.
And not only that, you can even put like an avatar, a real human-looking speaking that can pop up. Hey, how you doing? Hey,
in real time,
Frank.
Real time,
It'll
and
know
it's
your name.
crazy.
It'll answer your exact question. Yeah,
it's crazy.
It is crazy.
And that's why I said it's going to be. I guess we need to look at it is, yes, we're apparel decorators, but we're business owners. And this is one of the things, like with direct-to-garment or direct-to-film, is, well, I'm in DTG. I'm a direct-to-garment printer. Are you?
That's such a small mindset. Yeah.
Or are you an apparel decorator in business to make money?
Yeah.
That is the big question. And those that take that mindset will be able to see DTF for what it's good for, direct to garment what it's good for, embroidery, screen printing, and what your business model is, and let you focus in on that to make money. That's why you're in business,
and to do it better than the person down the street.
Absolutely. Yeah. And if you're able to do that and develop the clientele and build it, you'll be able to build a great business. You can build a phenomenal business. You just need to start, it's so easy when you're trying to build a business and you're just
focused.
You're laser focused, and you
got
can't
your blinders on.
You can't see everything else out here because you're focused right here. That is where you need to sort of take those blinders off and step back on occasion. Sort of like,
well, it's good to have if you're working on a project, focus on that project. Yes. But you also need to step back and go, okay, how is this painting the bigger picture?
And I think everybody should do that. I like doing it sort of the first of the year. It's sort of like a refreshing. Okay, sort of like seasons.
Yeah.
Springtime is the birth and renewal of all things. Everything gets green and beautiful, and the flowers come up.
Makes you feel better.
It does, and that excites me from a business perspective because it's sort of like okay, I've gone through winter, springtime, I've got these ideas, and then you start seeing stuff come to fruition.
Yeah.
Like our this is another shameless plug, our new UX line of UX print line of shirts.
Yeah,
promotional weight shirts, mainly for screen printing.
Yeah. But that was done with direct to garment.
This was done with direct to garment. They print great for direct to garment. But they're designed, it's a project that we're working on for large volume screen printers specifically. Mass production, phenomenal prices, great shirt, 145 GSM. Carded cotton with a light enzyme. They wash great, they wear great, they feel great.
Man, that was a perfect plug.
Good
job, Brian.
Hey, that's why. That's why I'm wearing the shirt.
Yeah,
but
it's
one of those
new
things,
energy.
It's kind of exciting because we'll have these starting the 1st of July. We're setting up the website right now, uxprint.com, so people can go online and here in the next. Let's see, it's April. Probably starting late May or June, people will be able to start pre-ordering.
Yeah.
Pre-order and get phenomenal prices, but we're only selling these by the case, by the color. Yeah. So it's 72 large at a clip in a box. But that's how we're the efficiencies of being able to sell these at really great pricing because we're cutting out a lot of the distribution. We're going straight from our factory direct to the end user. Yeah. Which is going to be great. And, we'll have to figure out how to implement some of the AI into that.
To help with that whole business model.
Yeah, because you can right now, just for fun, go to ChatGPT and put in, give me a 5-point bullet list on how to increase my sales for direct-to-garment in Cleveland, Ohio. Or something like that. Or I'm working on this project that is a new apparel decorating line of custom T-shirts. How can I get this into more people's hands to sell more product? And it'll start writing out a dissertation for you on steps that you can do. A lot of it you should know. Some of it you may not think about.
Yeah.
But you can start utilizing AI right now in your business for apparel decorating to improve your sales and to create a to-do task list of, I want to do this project. I don't know where to start.
It'll tell you, start here,
give me,
do this, do that. And then just follow it. Like, okay, see what happens.
But if it says something like, go jump in the river, don't do that. Obviously, don't be a lemming. But, we're human.
Yeah.
And like I said, sometimes you get so focused, you can almost use it as an advisor to help you grow your business.
Oh, yeah.
How do I reach 1 million in sales for my apparel decorating company?
It'll write out a game plan. And it's, it might be a little crazy,
and rough.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's where when you take that as a basis and you're in business, you started a business for a reason. One, it's to make money, to get out of what you were doing.
Financial freedoms, probably, yeah.
Yeah, and maybe it's because you really love what you do. And sometimes you can lose that focus. Use AI as a tool to not just generate graphics, but to help you grow your business.
Yeah.
And, you cannot bury your head in the sand and just focus. I think everybody's guilty of that at some point in their life. You get so entrenched in doing something, and I think that's why a lot of older people, they're set in their ways.
Yeah.
I'm just set in my ways. I don't want to learn to use a computer.
It's the hassle of.
I don't want to learn to use a computer. Yeah. Why? Challenge yourself. One, because that's what keeps your brain fresh and functioning. Yeah. And humans need. That's what that video again we referenced. Sort of humans need to be challenged. Mm-hmm. And if there's no challenge, what's the meaning?
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's why when growing up, we had a lady that lived across the street from us. Her husband had died, I think, in the 60s. And she was a widow until she passed away right after I got married in 94. But her old adage was, an idle mind or idle hands are the devil's workshop.
Yeah.
If you don't have something to focus on, you're going to do stupid stuff. Or another one is nothing good ever happens after midnight. A lot of truth in that too.
Oh,
but
there's plenty of good stuff.
And a lot of really stupid bad stuff.
Yeah, that's true. That is
but,
true.
The point is, we as humans need to feel challenged. And I think that's really what I want to portray with this. AI, it can be scary. You look at this, it can be overwhelming. But look at how you can use it as a challenge to help you build your business.
Yeah.
And there's no one right answer for that. That's the beauty of it and why so many people will be successful with this.
Yeah, initially I was like, let's do an AI episode. And then I was going to give you could do this way. You could do give you examples of things to do. But you just perfectly said it. It's like there's no one right way.
There's no
especially
right way.
with.
Again, that's doing this.
Yeah.
Putting the blinders on and not seeing how, they might, like I said, they were utilizing AI to figure out how a new treatment for liver cancer. What are they going to come up with? Because it can analyze billions and trillions of DNA, RNA combinations and all this stuff to figure out. We may get to a point where we can cure cancer. We can cure reverse the aging process to a certain point.
There's already a cure for cancer, but that's a whole nother thing. So.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Damn, AI got me.
You know what? There you go. So I think with that being said, we might just need to wrap this episode up. So that was a good exit. I think you can stand there because you're still in the frame.
I'm still in the frame.
You're still in the frame. Wow, that is crazy. On live, and that's not going to be edited out. That's the beauty. That's the beauty of this.
So if you made it this far, hopefully you had a good laugh right there.
Yeah, there's your microphone too.
Oh yeah, there we go.
AI didn't like the fact that I was speaking negative to the cure for cancer. It's already out there, so.
And,
can't believe that.
That was too much squirming in your seat. Anyways, if people have topics they would like to see us discuss and talk about apparel decorating, not decorating, cryptocurrency, I'm just throwing that in because I'm a huge crypto buff. It would be fun, crypto, and business, and just business in general.
Yeah. We do have some questions. I didn't get to.
You didn't tell me about that. We had questions.
We had questions.
Oh,
we didn't get to it. We'll get to the next episode.
Okay.
We need to do more of these. And
yes.
But yes, there is a Facebook page. We are on Spotify and Anchor.
Make
so
sure
you can
to
listen there.
Like and subscribe for the
and
YouTube
there's a
channel.
Instagram page I finally built out, and you can check out all of our episodes on there. But yes, please ask questions. Email me, dean@igrouptech.com. If you ever have any questions for stuff. But yeah, topics. We're always looking for guests. So
yes,
hopefully you got a good laugh of me
falling out of the chair. And if Ryan Holiday, if anybody out there knows Ryan, I would love to have him on just for an ad hoc sit-down interview to pick his mind on
He would be
what
perfect
he did
for this show.
for what
honestly.
he did, but also where he sees everything going with the future of AI and all that stuff, because it's going to change everything, especially with what he did.
Yeah.
His
Without
book,
it, yeah.
his book, and this is a plug for him. It's called "Trust Me, I'm Lying" by Ryan Holiday. You can get it on Amazon or any bookstore, and the subtitle. It's the Dark Arts Playbook Dark Arts Playbook for Media Manipulation, something like that.
Perfect title.
And it's scary because that's exactly, and it's, again, like he said, it can be used for good or bad. He did not invent this process. He just sort of
refined it
used it
yeah.
and explained it really well in a book. So I love all of his books. They're great.
And, yeah, in the industry, you have to know about American
yeah.
Apparel. So he's
telling
marketing genius behind all that.
Yeah,
so.
he's telling stories. I didn't know it when I got the book, but he's telling stories. I go, crap, I remember that. I was in the industry and I saw this crap going on.
You were part of his...
I'm thinking, this and that scumbag, da-da-da-da-da. And it's like that was all part of the...
Part of
it was
marketing,
like, oh my God, on the backside you go, and it makes you question what's real and what's not. Since that looks so
You know
incredible.
what's real is this chair really broke.
Yeah, it really did break. That was not planned. So, wrapping up this edition of the Daily DTG, we appreciate everybody stopping by. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'm Brian.
And I am Dean.
And we will catch you next time on the Daily
DTG.